Welcome to my channel. I'm Katja, and there are two wolves inside of me. One has autism, one has ADHD. Sometimes they fight, and sometimes they're friends. So come take a seat, join me on the couch, and let's explore the way these things interact. Autism and ADHD together create a new phenotype called AuDHD, which is unique, it's special, it's its own thing. And the way that autism and ADHD interact within a person like me is they can be like contrasting forces or they can work together. I think I'm in a place now where they work a lot better together than they used to. It's helped so much learning about the two of them and just having more awareness so I don't feel so much shame about the way I am. And then instead have like tools to like take care of myself and keep myself from melting down or burning out. I think that I'll start out like last time talking about how it used to be and how it is now. I want to talk about scheduling, time management, um, yeah, that whole arena of things.
Okay, let's see my to-do list. Go to work, go to work, go to work, go to work, go to work.
So, yeah, I mean, with ADHD, it can be really challenging to deal with time management, to keep track of things. In the past, I would say yes to everything, even if I didn't want to do it. And that would put me in predicaments where the time comes and I, for one reason or another, can't show up for it. This actually was really bad for my relationships and friendship. I actually lost two really significant friends because of my inability to manage my time and show up for them responsibly. So I would say yes to things and then back out last minute or just be a no show. And this would be because of various reasons. It would be because well, first of all, my priorities were basically like survival at this time. My anxiety and depression levels were through the roof. So I was having trouble leaving my dorm at the time. And the only thing that I would show up for consistently was, first of all, class, but also I was missing class and the other thing would be anything involving alcohol. So my priorities were numbing out, self-medicating, drinking, and I would miss out on like some really great bonding time showing and anything that was just showing up for a friend. So not my finest moment. And so I believe that I kind of abused my um ability to or what is it I lost the privilege of just calling out last minute. I do not want to lose a friend in that way ever again. And so it's become extremely important to me to be honest and impeccable with my word. If I say I'm going to show up, I'm going to show up. Of course, there were times like any ADHDer where I would forget things, not write them down, not remember, and just it wouldn't happen, or I'd be late, very very late to things. So the way that I deal with that now is I put everything in. First of all, I wait before saying yes to something. I'm always on my calendar. If if I'm like setting a date for something, I'm looking at my calendar, my Google calendar. This is not an ad for Google Calendar. And although I would take sponsorship, whatever. And so like as soon as I'm saying the time, I am writing that shit down immediately right now. I'm setting an alarm, a reminder for day before, 2 hours before, 1 hour before, 30 minutes before, depending on what it is. Like if I have to drive somewhere, that's a whole situation. If it's like a Zoom call, that's a whole situation. If I have to like prepare for it before, like pack something, that's a whole different like I am setting multiple reminders. There is no way I'm missing it. But like if I didn't write it down, I would miss it. It could be my mother's birthday and I would miss it. Like I need that stuff down. Like written down, I need the reminders and I need multiple reminders or it's not happening. Like that's just the problem. So that's what I do now. And like so I also just like had unrealistic expectations in the past of what I was able to do. I think I just wanted to be a different type of person. Like I wanted to be somebody who and this is so embarrassing, but it's like I wanted to be somebody who enjoyed concerts. Like if my friend invites me to a concert, I want to go and I want to have fun. I don't think I like concerts. I don't enjoy the length of them. First of all, they are so long and loud and like the food is overpriced, like the bathrooms are disgusting. You can't go to the bathroom whenever you need to. You can't drink water whenever you need to. Like either hot or you're cold. Like I don't like them. And especially like if it's an artist I don't like. I mean, if I'm going to see somebody that I really care about, then I'm good. But that's like very few and far between. If I'm just going because a friend likes this person, I have a really hard time. And so I would find myself at many concerts in the past um and I would do mask. I would mask. I would mask. I found like really nice cookie cutter ways of talking about the concert without showing that I was having a really hard time. So I would say stuff like that was so awesome. They are so talented. I loved it. And I the way I like so I feel really strongly about lying. I'm like I don't think there's ever a good reason to lie in this situation. I would consider it not lying because I would be thinking about the artistry of the person and being like, they are so talented. I love to see them being creative up on stage. I'm so happy that somebody is up there doing that. But I wouldn't be meaning that I am loving the experience of being here. And I realize how that can be like a manipulative way of interacting with a person. I think it's still helpful in like supporting others. Let me just, can I know this is bothering somebody. Please stay. Imagine it falls. Oh God. What I'm trying to get at is like I think it's important to like support other people's interests. Well, I just think that's a nice way of being a friend, and so I try to be that way. At the same time, like I got to be real with myself beforehand so I don't end up in a situation like that. And it's not the end of the world if I do end up in a situation like that. Like I can deal with it and I'll talk about how I do deal with it if I end up at something that like is completely draining for me. But yeah, I think I kind of like am using masking in those moments practically, tactfully. But I do prefer to drive myself so I can leave whenever I need to. But at this point, I'd rather say no beforehand than end up in something like that. And if it's somebody that I really care about and I want to show up for something that they really enjoy, even if it's not something I enjoy, I try to find out what the plan is, what like the time frame is, and just do my best to show up. It can be really hard though. So right now, I mean, like my weekly schedule is so like I know what I'm doing every hour of every day of the week. Um like it's all accounted for. There's like maybe an hour and a half of wiggle room on the end of each night to like watch something, but even that is like kind of accounted for. And then there's maybe like an hour and a half of like some time to like do something spontaneous, but really no time for spontaneity. Um I don't enjoy being spontaneous really, which feels really sad because I always wanted to be somebody that was spontaneous. And like on a day to day, I don't enjoy spontaneity. I enjoy my routine because everything is taken care of in my routine. Like I've got my job, I've got creativity because I have like time for writing and I have time for making these videos. I've got time for exercise. I have time for my social time. I basically feel like I socialize at work. I get to hang out with my boyfriend after work, and then I go to like a support group. I go to lunch with my friend every Saturday. So all these things are happening on specific days of the week, and like it feels so good to have those in place. Like I don't have to worry about it. They're there. They're covered, they're taken care of, they're protected. But it does make it hard to like say my dad wants to come visit, for example. I have to move things around. I have a lot of trouble moving things around. So I resist it and I try not to move things around and I try to just do everything instead. So spontaneously go to, in this example, lunch with my dad or go to the movies or something. But then I'll try to also get my exercise done, my writing in, my go to my group, whatever. And that's is such a quick road to burnout, but this happens very often. And I don't mean like straight into burnout because there are signs before like being in full on burnout, but it's such a quick road to like experiencing signs of stress and approaching burnout. So that to me means like starting to get really irritable, starting to take things extremely literally, like not being able to like handle a regular conversation, like having to ask like 100 questions about each point that is mentioned, like not being able to connect dots because I'm too exhausted, um, too drained, too like socially like unable to process. Like it causes problems. Like I cause problems in those moments in my relationship. It's not that I cause problems, it's that the symptoms are challenging for like interactions. So yeah, in those moments, it's like I'm getting way better from learning about autism and like what does it look like when you're getting overwhelmed and overstimulated and you need rest. And like because somebody will be like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "I don't know, but I feel horrible. Like I really feel bad." And like in the past, I would just think it's somebody's fault. Like I would think like I don't fucking know, but whatever it is that you're the way that you're talking about this thing is like making me crazy. And I would fully just blame the other person. But now I'm like, no, I'm literally having a hard time right now. I am not doing well in this moment. Like, I am not okay. Like, I need to bring it real slow and like try to come back. It is a real balancing act now because since I abused the privilege of calling out of things back with my friends and other people in college and just before, in the before times, like now I'm showing up for work. I'm trying not to call out to things from things. I will call out with somebody if it's like a casual thing and it's understood that we are going to have to every once in a while adjust the schedule, but like I'm not calling out of work anymore unless I have to. So I'm really trying to I try to make it a priority to show up for things. And there's no shade to people who do call out of work for the need to rest. For me, it's like I I just it's just a me thing. It's like for me I feel like really I don't know. We'll see if things change in the future, but for now, it feels like something where it just feels really important to me to continue to show up for a, a job that I like. So, the job that I have now is great because within it, I oftentimes get to regulate because it's a gardening job. It can be really challenging and physically demanding. At the same time, the social aspect of it is really flexible where I can either talk to coworkers or be pretty quiet. I also get to do lots of tactile things like have tactile experiences that are really, really enjoyable for me. Like ripping things out of the ground or planting things or watering stuff or et cetera, clipping things, whatever. Those are things that I enjoy. And they help me. I think it's stimming. I think it's like a way of just having an enjoyable sensory experience that feels very repetitive and calming. And so, anyway, I'm lucky to have a job like that where um, it oftentimes can get me out of my head or make me feel better. I would say like 30% of the time, it actually makes me feel better. A lot of the time, it's a routine that feels comfortable to me and it feels good for me to like just stay on the routine, be consistent. Um, it feels really good to get a stable paycheck. It's my first time in my life that I've gotten a stable paycheck before. So anyway, that's what I think of when I think of how ADHD and autism show up. One example of how they kind of push and pull from each other in my life now. Um, so yeah, it's kind of like just to go over it in the past. I was all wishy washy, crazy, like just going from burnout to burnout. Now I notice the signs of burnout before it happens. I kind of slow my roll and like you focus on my routine, and then I like get excited and I get calm enough, and then I get excited and I start planning things, and then I kind of come back down, and I try my best to just keep things pretty even keeled. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not a bad life. It of course has its challenges, but luckily I'm learning a lot more language to like talk about these things, so I can be like, just take care, use some accommodations like earplugs and my blue light glasses, which I really like. I'll show you them. These just like calm everything down. They make the TV look a lot better. They just make everything look a lot less harsh, and they're just wonderful. I got them on Amazon, and they're kind of cute too, right? Um, so, you know, like I use my tools that I have to help myself kind of simmer down. I even had to do like a, what did I call it? You know those pods that people go in, sensory deprivation tank. I didn't do a sensory deprivation tank, but I did do a sensory deprivation night, and I communicated it. So instead of just going and being by myself and like being like like whenever Andrew would come in, I was like, hey, tonight after work I think I'm going to have to do a sensory deprivation night, aka I'm going to be alone in a room doing nothing in silence until the morning. And I ended up doing that, and it was like it's almost like I came back from the dead. Like I was like not okay, and then I was a little bit better the next day. Um Man, it is a struggle still, but it's nice to have somewhere to talk about it. Yeah, so thank you so much for listening. If you liked this video, please give it a like. It's nice to see that. It really helps me. If you want to see more videos like this, then hit the subscribe button. And let me know in the comments if there are ways that you have uh, contrasting traits of ADHD and autism, the ways that they interact. Are there ways that they fight? Are there ways they're friends? I'm very curious to know. So I hope you have a good day, and I'll talk to you next time.